I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation. Then he just wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. Zzz.
Think you can handle the heat of Whoopi versus Trump? We dare you to watch this video without laughing, gasping, or shouting, "Oh no, he didn't," at least once.
Yeah, so she's mocking the assassination attempt on Trump, Adam.
Well, look, this is hardly a surprise from that show and from that group of women. I mean, they're
But here's the real challenge. Try to guess Trump's Twitter response before we reveal it. Trust us, it's wilder than your wildest imagination. Are you up for it? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when Trump thought he was besties with the View ladies? Well, let me tell you, that didn't quite pan out the way our orange friend expected.
extremely anti-Republican, extremely anti-Trump, and actually, I don't think it really hurts Trump, to be honest. I mean, I think when they come out and say things like that, and they praise Democrats, I think it's a reminder to ordinary American voters that it's the wealthy people, the celebrities.
Picture this. It's 2011 and Trump's strutting onto the View set like he owns the place. He's probably thinking, they're gonna love me. I'm Trump after all. But oh boy, was he in for a surprise. As soon as Trump plants his behind on that couch, you can see Whoopi Goldberg's face go from polite smile to, ugh, not this guy. It's like watching someone smell milk that's gone bad. Whoopi's giving off vibes that scream, I'd rather be anywhere else right now. But Trump, he's oblivious, basking in his own imaginary glow. Now, here's where things get spicy. Trump decides it's the perfect time to go on a rant about President Obama's birth certificate, because nothing says daytime TV fun like a good old conspiracy theory, right? Wrong. Whoopi's patience meter goes from low to nope, faster than you can say fake news. You can almost see the steam coming out of Whoopi's ears as Trump keeps yapping. The audience is getting tense too. They came for some light entertainment, not a political slugfest. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You want to look away, but you just can't. And then boom, Whoopi's had enough. She drops a truth bomb that'll go down in View history. That's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages. The audience goes wild. It's like they've been holding their breath, waiting for someone to call out the elephant, or should I say the Trump in the room. But here's the kicker. Trump walks away from this train wreck thinking he nailed it. In his mind, he probably thinks Whoopi and the gang are gonna invite him over for tea and crumpets next week. Talk about living in La La Land. Meanwhile, Whoopi's left there, probably wondering if she's in some kind of twisted reality show. Her BS detector isn't just going off, it's practically exploded. You can see it in her eyes. Did this really just happen? The whole episode is a masterclass in miscommunication. Trump's there thinking he's charming the pants off everyone with his New York swagger, but in reality, he's about as charming as a bull in a china shop. Whoopi and the audience are on one planet and Trump's orbiting somewhere in his own galaxy. It's like watching a bad date unfold on national TV. Trump's trying to impress, Whoopi's trying not to lose her cool, and the audience is caught in the middle, probably wishing they could change the channel on their own lives. In the end, this View appearance is a perfect snapshot of Trump's world. He sees adoring fans and standing ovations. Everyone else sees a guy who can't read a room to save his life. It's almost sad. Almost. Well folks, just when we thought the Trump-Whoopi saga couldn't get any juicier, our favorite orange menace decided to take his tantrum to Twitter, because nothing says presidential like a grown man throwing a digital hissy fit, right? After getting his ego bruised on The View, Trump did what he does best. He grabbed his phone and started tweeting faster than you can say, "Cuff-F," his weapon of choice. The classic Trump insult playbook, complete with name-calling and wild accusations. First up, Trump called Whoopi a crybaby. Really, Donald? That's the best you've got? It's like watching a toddler try to insult a comedian. But wait, it gets better. In a twist that would make even the most creative fiction writers blush, Trump claimed that Whoopi was sending him love letters. Yeah, and I'm secretly Batman. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer absurdity of this claim. Whoopi Goldberg, the woman who just roasted Trump on national television, is supposedly writing him love notes in her spare time. It's like claiming your high school bully secretly had a crush on you. The only thing more unbelievable than Trump's hair is his grip on reality. But our girl Whoopi wasn't about to let Trump have the last word. She fired back on The View, telling Trump, "We're going to keep doing it." That's right, Donnie. Whoopi's not backing down. She's like a sass-powered Energizer bunny. She keeps going and going. And just like that, what started as a spat on a daytime talk show turned into America's new favorite spectator sport. Twitter exploded faster than Trump's blood pressure at a salad bar. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the action. It was like watching a political version of WWE, but with less muscle and more hot air. Celebrities and politicians couldn't resist jumping into the fray. They were lining up to support Whoopi like she was giving out free avocado toast. It seems like everyone wanted to catch some of that Whoopi magic, or maybe they just wanted to pile on Trump. Either way, the bandwagon was full and the popcorn was popping. As the Twitter tussle raged on, it became clear that this wasn't just about Trump and Whoopi anymore. It had turned into a full-blown social media circus, with Trump playing the role of head clown. His tweets spread faster than a rumor in a small town, igniting reactions from both fans and critics alike. It was like watching a dumpster fire that people couldn't stop throwing gasoline on. But here's the kicker. While Trump was busy hurling schoolyard insults, Whoopi was using her platform to highlight some real issues. She wasn't just throwing shade, she was shining a light on Trump's behavior and its impact on political discourse in America. Whoopi pointed out that people were tired of being talked down to. It's almost like she thinks the American people deserve respect or something. Crazy, right? The engagement on social media during this feud was off the charts. Trump's tweets were getting more attention than a cat video on a slow news day. But it wasn't just mindless entertainment. This Twitter war was sparking discussions about how women are treated in politics and media. Who knew that 280 characters could lead to actual critical thinking? Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any hotter, Trump's new press secretary decided to stir the pot. Caroline Leavitt, fresh-faced and ready to rumble, thought she could take a swing at wokeness without consequences. But Whoopi, she wasn't about to let that slide. It was time for a verbal smackdown that would make even the Trumpiest of Trumpers think twice. Leavitt, probably still figuring out where the White House bathrooms are, decided to go on a little anti-woke crusade. She was throwing around the term like it was confetti at a MAGA parade. But Whoopi, oh boy, Whoopi was having none of it. You could practically see the steam coming out of her ears. It was like watching a seasoned chef preparing to school a cocky culinary student who thinks they've mastered the art of making toast. Now, Whoopi isn't just a comedian with a sharp tongue. She's a walking, talking history book with attitude, and she was about to drop some knowledge bombs that would make Leavitt's head spin faster than Trump's excuses. Without that wokeness, Whoopi declared, her voice dripping with more sass than a teenager at a family reunion, you might not have that job. Whoopi took us on a whirlwind tour of American history, reminding everyone of the blood, sweat, and tears shed by women and people of color just to get a seat at the table. It was like watching a masterclass in Why You Shouldn't Talk Smack About Things You Don't Understand 101. The View audience was eating it up like it was the last slice of pizza at a slumber party. But Whoopi wasn't done. Oh no, she was just getting started. She schooled Leavitt on why wokeness isn't some dirty word to be thrown around like a political football. It's not about being politically correct or canceling people faster than Trump cancels his allies. It's about awareness, understanding, and fighting for equality. Who knew being awake could be so controversial? The audience was going wild. They were Team Whoopi all the way, cheering like she'd just announced free ice cream for everyone. It was clear that Whoopi's words were hitting home harder than a Republican trying to repeal healthcare. But Whoopi, ever the teacher, didn't just stop at history lessons and definitions. She pointed to Karine Jean-Pierre, the current White House press secretary, as a shining example of progress. Jean-Pierre, the first openly gay woman and first black woman to hold the position, is living proof of what wokeness can achieve. It was like Whoopi was saying, see this? This is what happens when we wake up and smell the equality coffee. And then came the knockout punch. Whoopi looked straight into the camera, her eyes blazing with the fire of 1,000 suns, and delivered the message we all needed to hear. We busted our asses to make sure this was a person's world. It wasn't just a statement, it was a battle cry, a reminder that the fight for equality isn't some newfangled trend, but a long, hard-fought struggle that's been going on for generations. After Whoopi's history lesson, Leavitt's anti-woke stance looked about as credible as Trump's hair in a windstorm. It was clear that she'd picked the wrong fight with the wrong person. Whoopi had just served up a slice of humble pie with a side of reality check, and Leavitt was left holding the empty plate. Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange turd is at it again. Trump's been running his mouth about The View, calling the hosts degenerates and dumb women. But here's the kicker. Now he wants to come back on the show. Talk about a plot twist that'll make your head spin faster than Trump's excuses for his hair. But hold on to your MAGA hats, because Whoopi Goldberg just dropped a truth bomb that's got Trump's ego deflating faster than his approval ratings. When asked about the possibility of Trump gracing The View with his presence again, Whoopi didn't mince words. She said it would be not advantageous for the audience. That's fancy talk for hell no, not in this lifetime, buddy. Whoopi, being the wise woman she is, predicted that a Trump appearance would be about as productive as trying to teach a goldfish to tap dance. She figured the conversation would quickly devolve into nothing but name-calling and, wait for it, toenail talk. Yes, you heard that right? Toenails, because apparently that's the level of intellectual discourse we can expect from the former president these days. But Whoopi wasn't the only one ready to burst Trump's bubble. Sunny Hostin, another host of The View, flat out declined the possibility of Trump returning to the show. She didn't just say no, she served up a spicy reality check with a side of sass. Sunny pointed out that if Trump can't handle debating one woman, he'd be in for a world of hurt trying to face off against 4. Ouch, that's gotta sting more than a spray tan gone wrong. The other hosts weren't exactly rolling out the red carpet either. Sarah Haynes threw some grade A shade, echoing Sunny's sentiment about Trump's inability to handle multiple women with opinions. It's almost like they remember how well it went last time Trump was on the show. Spoiler alert, it didn't. And let's not forget about the audience. They were cheering and clapping louder than Trump at one of his rallies, except this time, it wasn't paid actors. It seems like the viewers are about as keen on a Trump return as they are on getting a root canal without anesthesia. Whoopi, never one to hold back, painted a vivid picture of what a Trump appearance would look like. She said it would be nothing but, and you're a bonehead, and you're a bonehead. Sounds like a riveting conversation, doesn't it? About as riveting as watching paint dry in a MAGA hat factory. Now, Trump's been claiming that The View doesn't do well without him, but here's a newsflash for the former president. The View's ratings are higher than the stack of lawsuits against him. That's right, the show's doing just fine without Trump's unique brand of entertainment. It's clear that Whoopi's remarks about Trump have struck a chord with the audience. They've been cheering and clapping in support of her stance against him like it's the finale of a Broadway show. Looks like Trump might need to find another show to boost his ego. Maybe Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Oh wait, that might be too challenging for him. Well, folks, it looks like Whoopi Goldberg isn't about to let Trump's antics chase her out of the country. In fact, she's planted her feet firmly on American soil, declaring, "I ain't going nowhere. This is my country." Talk about a mic drop moment. You can almost hear the collective ooh from the audience. But let's be real, the real winners in this showdown are us, the viewers. We get front row seats to this epic battle of wits between the queen of comedy and the king of tweets. It's like watching a verbal tennis match, except one player keeps hitting the ball into his own face. Will Trump ever learn not to mess with Whoopi? Don't hold your breath, folks. It's more likely that he'll start using proper grammar on Twitter before he backs down from this fight. But hey, at least we can enjoy the show while it lasts.